Welcome to Toffee TV. Obviously, we've got the sad news that Richarlison has left Everton to join Tottenham Hotspur. Yeah, 4 years come to an end. Obviously, a very talented player, a player who give us all for Everton, and is obviously wanting to take the next step in his football career at obviously 25, obviously midway into his footballing career.
Yeah, summed it up quite nicely. He's come in, done really well, double figures every year, and moves on. Happens, doesn't it? It's sad because you don't want to see your better players leaving the football club, but I think we were expecting him to move on, maybe. Really, we knew we'd have to sell one of those big hitters this summer, and he was the most attractive one. Obviously, I think might have been a little bit different had Dominic Calvert-Lewin not been injured for most of last season. He might have been the one attracting the bids, but the flip side of that is Richarlison does want to move on. So it's sad, and it's sad that the football club are in the position they're in, where they've ended up having to sell him by a certain date, it seems.
Yeah, it is sort of. It's interesting you mentioned Dominic Calvert-Lewin there. It's interesting, isn't it? Because I think we all thought that teams were going to come in for him. Arsenal, obviously, have been heavily linked, and that really just hasn't happened at all. And it's funny because I think what we saw in those last 2 or 3 months of the season is probably accelerated the move for Richarlison, because that form that he displayed, and not only the form, I think the attitude as well. There's been question marks, and you still see these question marks around from people who don't watch Everton. Is that he's sulky and he has an attitude problem? And yes, there were moments, of course, when he played for Everton where he was a little bit, immature, and I think we saw that at the beginning of the season when when it was at Brighton and he had the penalty debacle where he wanted the penalty and Dom ended up getting it and scoring it. But I think in the last few months of the season, I think we saw a player take full responsibility for what was happening on the pitch. He even came out and said, "Stick with us, I'll keep you up." And I think that's just slight adjustment in his attitude has really shown people, and certainly Conte, that he will be a valuable member for obviously a team who are going to be playing in the Champions League.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, Conte, he seems a Conte player, doesn't he? He'll work hard, gives everything when he's on the pitch. He has got quality. He can be better. Of course he can. I don't think he creates as much as what he should, but then having Harry Kane on the end of some of that stuff will probably accelerate that. But for Spurs, it's a fantastic signing because you look at the front men they've got Kane, they've got Son, they've got Kulusevski, they've got Richarlison now, they've also got Perisic, and as of now they've still got like Lucas Moura and people like that. So they've got an embarrassment of riches really going after, them trying to actually get a trophy or to do well in the league. They had a good season last season, so he's gone to a club who were in the Champions League, got a great manager, some good players, and for him that's a step up, and it's convenient for Everton as well, and that's the big thing, is that it suits Everton's needs right now, which is another conversation altogether, but is equally grim really of how we've got to this point. It's been poor, really poor by the football club, terrible decisions, terrible running of the club, but it's resulted in him going, but it's come at a time when he wants to move on as well, because he's looked back at Everton and gone, I think if Everton had somehow been able to get in like the Conference League or something this season, I think he'd have stayed. I think he'd have been quite happy. He wants to play in Europe, wants to play in a big competition.
Listen, he's got ambition, he's always backed himself. He said when he came to Everton, a few months in or whatever it was, he said, I want to be a starter for Brazil, and at that time that just seemed nonsensical, and he won the Copa America with them. He's won a gold medal at the Olympics. He's obviously secured his place to go to the World Cup with them. There's obviously no doubt about that. He's a big favourite amongst the squad. Brings a lot of energy to that Brazilian squad. So he got that. got that nailed down, and he said he wanted to play Champions League as well. And you know, he's stated numerous times that he wanted to do that with Everton. But like you've just mentioned there, the circumstances just aren't just going to they're not set up for that, and they won't be set up for that for a while. And I think something you understand as you get older as a person is, and you watch football, is football's careers are so fleeting. They really are. He's 25. He's halfway through his football career. You know, and he's reached his goals, and his ultimate goal for Brazil will be playing at that World Cup. So he's reached those kind of levels. Won a couple of trophies. But obviously you want to test yourself, and I think he probably thinks, well, I'm leaving Everton actually at a good place for where he is in terms of how he's held up with the fan base. You know, the last one we had leave was Lukaku, and you know, when he left, it, you know, for a lot of people it left a, you know, poor taste in their mouths, just because of the way it was handled and how it was. You know, we never signed the contract, so we'd known for months, and obviously that relationship.
He didn't have the relationship.
It wasn't the same, but with Richarlison, you know that relationship's there, and a lot of people are gonna understand, and like you just said, because of the stuff going on at the club as well. You know, in a way, it's another one of those. Well, he's helping save the football club or saving its position at where it is, and so I think he leaves with everyone's best wishes. Obviously, once you know he puts the shirt on another team, then it's a different story. But I don't think anyone's going to be sitting here going, you know, how dare you leave Everton Football Club? Because ultimately, if you can't offer players what they want, or you can't build towards that or show promise when they do get to the likes of 25, then of course they want to go past his new. You know, this is probably something we're going to encounter. Where we did think we were going to encounter Dominic Calvert-Lewin, and we will have to encounter Dominic Calvert-Lewin if things don't change very, very quickly for this football club. So it's really, really sad. But as I said, he said he was going to keep us up at a time when I don't think a lot of us actually believed it was going to happen. So I think for a lot of people, he leaves with our best wishes.
No, he does, but it's I mean, it's hard, isn't it? It's hard for the kids because they'll be experiencing him going and, you know, thinking of Zach. You know, my lad, he'll be gutted because he loves him, but it's the way it is, isn't he? They better get used to that, because we've had it, haven't we, with Gary Lineker when I was a kid, and players just going right the way through. People have always gone, Kanchelskis, Dunk, you know, Rooney, Lukaku, you know, you can go through, they've all gone. Pienaar, I was gutted when Pienaar left. You get older and you just like, they want to go on them, they want to move on.
But it still hurts, doesn't it? Because it's a reflection on our football club.
Of course it is. It's not, it's, you know, you look at it and go, you don't ever want to see your good players go. I was talking to the lads about Mane leaving them, and, you know, they're at a time when they're like a top side, and yet he wanted to go to do something different. So players do move, and they don't always move because it's for something better or because they're awful. Sometimes they move because they want to do something different, and it is gutting for us, because I think a lot of people will be more disappointed because it's Spurs, who they won't perceive as a bigger club than Everton or whatever. But right now, Tottenham are a better team than Everton. They've got everything better than us. Better players, better stadium. You know,
it's a slightly different one, but I think people felt a little bit like this when Lescott went to Manchester City.
Yeah.
And I know that it is slightly different because what we've seen Man City do.
At that time,
they hadn't, had they? And I think they were buying better players to become that team that they are now. And I think it is similar to that. But obviously, you know, with seeing what Man City have done, or what Chelsea have done, or whoever, certainly if a club are in the Champions League, you have to just go, well, yeah.
Well, he's more likely to win a trophy at Spurs than he is at Everton.
Absolutely.
So at this moment in time, isn't he? So therefore, and he's in the Champions League next season. So, like we said, I think if Everton would have been able to do what they should have done with all the money they've had, they should have been able to put themselves in a position where they're in the Champions League or challenging for the Champions League place. And they haven't. They've wasted the money, made terrible decisions. He hasn't been one of them. He's been a very good decision to buy him.
Yeah.
We haven't, unfortunately, most of our signings weren't like Richarlison. If they would have been, Everton would have been in the Champions League or have won something, whether it be an FA Cup, a League Cup, whatever. And they haven't. So, as much as you're a supporter and you're sitting here and you're like, there's another one going out the door, you can't really, from his perspective, blame him. You look and go, okay, you know, well, we just have to get on with it, and we do have to get on with it, and we will get on with it. And hopefully, the money coming in for him will keep the Premier League happy and will give us a bit of freedom to go and get a few players that we need to make us a better side. And ultimately, we might end up being a better team, even with him going, than what we were last season, because we might be able to bring 2 or 3 players in that make the team stronger than what it was.
Yeah, but I mean, a lot of people,
and that would be no reflection on him, by the way.
A lot of people will question. A lot of people will say, well, surely it won't be that hard to place when you look at, you know, the goals or the assists from maybe last season or the season before. But it's not just that, is it? It's intangibles at time. It's how he rubs off on other players. It's the work rate he puts in, and it's how he's rubbed off on the fans. And like you said before, every generation or whatever, you need a hero, don't you? It doesn't really matter how good they are. Every club has their hero players at that time, and it doesn't matter how good or if you feel like they're your inspiration on the pitch, then it's hard, isn't it? And obviously, you know, coming off the back of the end of the season, you know, the iconic picture with the flare, that's almost like the bond between the fans at the time, where obviously the fans were trying to get the atmospheres going and the bus welcomes and stuff, and obviously the blue smoke was a big representation of that, and seeing him with it, it was like that bond. And it's yeah, it'll be hard for a lot of people. It's just because, again, not just because of the player, but because how it reflects on your football team. And as you know, you've mentioned it there, Spurs in the Champions League though, and a lot of people might say, who were Spurs? You know what? Where Spurs are right now is where I'd absolutely love to be as an Evertonian, and they've done it in the right way, and the people at the top of the club have made sure that they've got there, and they've had their ups and downs, and people have had to go with them at times for not spending when maybe they should have, but they've kept the squad together pretty much the last few years, and they've bobbed up and down and kept their best players, and look, and they're in the Champions League again. So
no, yeah. It's always going to be a tough pill to swallow, always. If you'd gone to one of the top clubs, and to be fair, Spurs are in the top 4, so we can't, you know. I think people would have been happier if he'd gone to PSG or Real Madrid, whatever. But he's in this country, and we've just got to get on with it. And we have to now see if we can make something good come from it. History says we haven't been great at that, but
we haven't been great at that.
Let's see what happens.
Let's just have a look at his numbers from his time at Everton. So 152 games, 53 goals and 14 assists. So 1 in 3 as a striker, and he's not a proper number 9 either. So
no, listen, he's been good. He's given us some good days. He's scored the goal at some good days. We've had some good times. He scored obviously a goal at Anfield in the derby win. You know, he was a pain in the arse for Liverpool. He wound their fans up. He's had all of that, you know, all of the stuff that everyone loves him for. He's done that. He's had some great performances on the pitch. Goals, you think, like that scissor kick against United, and you know, all of that kind of thing. Loved the goal against Watford, so I hope he doesn't love a goal against Everton. And you know, we've loved him, haven't we? But
there was a real one of the other things as well. There was a real connection with him because you know, his social media profile. And obviously, when he first came, he didn't speak any English, and we've watched him as he's grown into learn English. And obviously, he still lived within Liverpool pretty much. And people have seen him taking his dog for a walk, or you know,
head to toe in Everton,
up in Everton training gear. And we've seen him put stuff out on social media. And he loves winding Reds up and opposition fans, and all that stuff is just connected. So even if like you not think he's the greatest player in the world, the stuff he does, it does feel like he's just like a normal lad enjoying the journey. And I think you can get behind that kind of thing.
Someone said Ty and Arsenal are going to hate him, aren't they? Because he will. Even Natalie wind Arsenal.
What have you won?
That's what he'll... What have you won though? What have you won though? That's what they'll be saying to the Richarlison. So, because he will wind them up. That's what he does. But I hope he doesn't go full Spursy.
No, I hope he's at like
Oh, no,
Real
actually, I
Madrid
hope,
in 2
hope he
years.
goes full Spurs.
I hope he's at
doesn't
Paris
actually
Saint-Germain in
achieve.
2 years, or
and
Real
then
Madrid
Everton
in
is
2
still his
years.
club, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But no, listen, it's a part of footballer. You always want to be the one. Suppose it's like anything. You know, when you're leaving a job, or you're leaving maybe a partner, or you're leaving a team, or you're leaving whatever, you want to be the one that's doing the leaving or doing the selling. And when it's the other way round, even though Everton are quite happy for it to happen, us as fans probably we weren't ready for him to leave, were we? Because once the good players disappear, you start fearing for it. So, but we're old enough, we've been through it before many times, so hopefully the next one is around the corner and we can get...
But the next one to leave?
No, the next one, the next hero, you know.
Oh, well, we've still got Dom at the club, and...
I've doubled down on Dom today. I've doubled down. I'm wearing this.
T-shirts are available.
I am doubling down on it, and if you, like I said before, if you thinking it's because of Richarlison's going, you'd be absolutely right. That's the level of pettiness I'm getting behind today. But now, good luck to him, and onwards and upwards for us. Well, it has to be, because if we go the other way,
sad, very sad.
Right to get up.
Another hero leaves us. There you go. Let us know your thoughts in the comments about it. Listen, at least they got it done before any new kits come out, so no one gets burdened with that on the back of the shirt.
Gosh,
It's done. We've got, we can now take whatever money we've got from the sale and try and bring some players into the club, and that'll be the next step. Find some new heroes. That's what it's all about. The likes of Anthony Gordon. Can you step up? Can you take that responsibility and be a homegrown hero? That'd be nice, wouldn't it? So let us know your thoughts in the comments on this one. Thanks for watching. And if you want more great videos, exclusive videos, head over to Toffee TV Premiere. The link is in the description and it's on the screen in about 2 seconds. See you later.